Hey, and good morning, and well, it's 10 after 11 here, so, um,
Oh, my glasses are up for delivery.
hang on, gotta text somebody.
I think they're coming through regular mail, though. I don't know. Remember. Okay, everything's up. Actually, looks like it's being delivered by. It's being delivered by UPS? Or Amazon. Come on, what else? Damn it.
Ow. What, you need somewhere to do that? Ow.
Okay, open back up.
Since I'm killing some time, decided to do a live stream. Hey, sweetie. Ow, it's Brooke. Ow. Oh, Chris is doing something on my other laptop over here, and I'm trying to just stay out of the way. But yeah, I wanted to do a live stream because I hadn't in a while. Well, the last one was when we were watching Ghost Rider. I'm just pulling the hair out of my brush. But I need to get a new trash bag because I don't have one over here. Doctor visit went fine. It was more like a meet and greet for me and Dr. Questel because I'm considered a new patient of his. And I just, FYI, let him know that, he's also got a patient named Chris Bizarre. And he's like, oh, yeah, I know Chris. I said, that's my husband. He's like, oh, okay. So he can associate, And he had a med student that was training. So, and they were both really nice. And I covered everything that was important that I really wanted covered. And I will warn you, this will probably give you a chuckle, but I did this for subs only, so only subscribers can see this because I'm sitting in my pajamas, and I know my subscribers would understand because I just got up like a little bit ago, maybe an hour ago, somewhere around there. Yeah, he set me up. He gave me this stuff for my scalp condition, which I haven't had a chance to use yet. He gave me gabapentin here for the fibromyalgia stuff because Lyrica is the most expensive fibromyalgia pain meds and stuff on the market right now. So yeah, it's understandable that a lot of insurance, people aren't going to pay for it. So I had to go with the gabapentin, which he said basically is the same thing, and it's cheaper, and we'll see what happens. But sadly, I think I'm only going to be able to take, it's supposed to be one a day. I'll have to wait and take it sometime in the evening because it makes me sleepy. So I don't want to take one of these, get sleepy, then take a stack or 3 and then jolt myself awake. And, it could be a bad mix doing that. Could throw my system into shock or something. So I don't want to do that. But here soon, and hopefully in the next few days, because I'm going out today, because I have some other errands I have to run. I have to put $40 on my Visa because I took $40 out of my savings yesterday. So Lincoln will have their money on the 3rd. So I absolutely have to get that done today for sure. And while I'm out, I'm going to go over to our Kroger and set up the getting my Pfizer and getting my flu shot. Like get my Pfizer one day, and then a week later get my flu shot, and then a week after that get my second Pfizer, and then 2 months after that the booster shot. So I'm just going to do it and be done with it. I really don't want to. I don't like the shit, but the variants, they keep coming and they keep getting scarier and scarier, and I don't want anybody to worry about me, and I certainly don't want to worry about, catching it or giving it to somebody else or what have you. So,
wrong with your email program.
oh, lovely.
It's not reading anything new.
Huh.
Last time it was able to access the email was November 10th.
Dang. Computer issues with my main laptop. Chris is trying to get sorted. But at the beginning of this live stream, I had a booger that was driving me nuts, so I did, pick it and get it out. But hopefully it'll give you a chuckle, because it's not like, I really wanted to. Sometimes I'll blow my nose and yeah, that's what Chris was telling me. He said that your passport should be on its way now, finally. So that's good. Because, that's what I've been doing the universal magic for. I've been asking, that stuff, hurry up and, get where it needs to be so that you can get your flight booked and everything. And yeah, don't worry, honey. We'll play it by ear as you get here, because I know Chris was also talking about some other type of restrictions that may possibly happen for travelers, especially when they're international. Yay! It's been approved. Yay!
Yeah.
So, that's good. I'm counting the pluses here. But, however long you have to stay here, don't even worry about it. Like if you end up getting stuck here because they're being restrictive about anyone going back or something or another, if that happens, I'm sure Maria will understand, and she'll be like, you can stay at her place as long as you need. Because, if you're stuck here, you're stuck here, See, there it goes again. Oh, I hate that. And I won't complain, because, it'll be more time with you, but I just hope that your kids will be okay. If mommy can't come home right away, is the main thing. And we've pretty much determined that Michael, is out of money again. No surprise there. Because I think, I have my heat pad on my back. I had to use the wash rag because it's dry, but sometimes, especially with the new microwave, it's really, really strong. So I ended up getting the heat pack too hot to where it was actually burning through my clothes. Yeah. Because it's kind of one of those things that's beyond our control. If they say you can't leave until a certain time, that's fine. What can we do? So yeah, he's out of phone. See, I was like, no surprise there, Michael, you goof butt. But anyway, yesterday was okay too, because yesterday, I decided to take a Janet day, which I know I don't know if I've mentioned those much on here, but a Janet day is basically what? It's right here. A Janet day is basically whatever I want to do, wherever I want to go. If I want to go to the library and hang out for a couple hours, which I did yesterday, then I'll go hang out at the library. I could read, write, chill, hang, whatever, Yeah, and one of these times, I'm going to take my Chromebook with me, and I will ask if it's okay first. I'm not going to just automatically assume it is or isn't, but I'm going to take my Chromebook with me, and if they give me the okay and I get one of the rooms for an hour at least, then I'm going to try to live stream from there, because I just think it would be cool. Because it's only going to be me in the room, and you'll only see a white wall behind me, so it's not like everybody and anybody in the library will be able to see the live stream. But I just think it would be neat. It would be a different environment that I haven't live streamed at yet. And I like the lightweightness of the Chromebook, and all I have to do is take my power supply, Yeah. And, plug it in, because in each one of the rooms they have plugs in the floor, and they also have phone jack things where you can like charge your phone while you're sitting there. But the room that I'm speaking of, it's not really, I don't think they consider it a private room per se, because you can fit, I think, comfortably, I would say 2 people you can fit in one of these rooms. And if I do go and I do live stream it, then I will definitely pick the Chromebook up, and I'll slowly go around the room so you can see, just how tiny it is. It's about the size of what we would consider a standard closet. But it's nice, and, it's comfortable. I mean, the chairs aren't that bad. They're on wheels. And, you can sit there and do stuff online if you want. All you have to do is tap into their Wi-Fi signal, and then you can do stuff online. But the rooms, the way they got them set up, you can only have these particular rooms for an hour at a time, which means you have to get on a wait list. And sometimes other people get on that wait list as well. So when your hour's up, then somebody else is waiting for an hour. So then you have to give that room up, go get on the list again to get another room. It's a mess. It's complicated, kind of, but the green room I really love. I wish they would open back up, but it's the quiet room. So I definitely would not be able to live stream in there, because that would be making noise, and then that would get me yelled at, from people that, this is supposed to be a quiet room, you're making racket, shut up, kind of thing. Hang on, I'm trying to get my candle holders here. Take out my latest tea lights containers and throw them away and put in new tea lights. Do it every day, at least until I run out of tea lights. And it's not bad really, the hour room thing, but the hour ends up going so fast, So what I would have to determine then is, do I keep live streaming like somewhere else in the library, in which case you're liable to see a crap ton of other faces popping onto the screen, because they're going to be all curious, especially kids. So it'll be interesting, to say the least. But, I'm not worried. They'll either say yes or no, and whatever it is, then I will comply. I love the library. It's a nice place to go, to just have some time to myself. And, and then after I got done at the library, of course, I went over to see Mom and stayed over there for a couple hours, which made her happy. Yeah, exactly. And that's what I love about the green room, because the green room is this decently sized room that when you walk in there, it kind of feels like what a rich person that has a really, really nice big house would make into their garden room or their sunroom. Yeah, because when you're in there, they have furniture, they have tables and chairs, they have the little signs up on the tables that says quiet room, and there's like green on the glass around it, but it's like the whole room is made of glass, really, because you can see out from 3 different angles out of the room. And it's amazing, because when you walk in there and shut the door, it's like it really dulls the noise in the other room, which is the main body of the library. So it's really nice. And that's where I used to go when I would do my studies, when I was doing my cosmetology stuff. That's where I would go to study, because, most of the studying consists of reading a chapter from a certain page to a certain page. And when you get that done, then you take the test, and it's going to be questions within that bracket of page 323 to 999 or something, And so that was just kind of my place.
Where's
What?
your
Tablet.
Oh, no, never mind. Your tablet doesn't have the printer set up on it.
No, it doesn't.
Neither does your Chromebook.
Nope. We're trying to get this label thing or something printed up, because Amazon messed up and they sent me the wrong season of Supernatural. And I know darn well that I paid, it was at least well over $20 for the season 15 that I originally had ordered and paid for. And then they somehow got it screwed up that it was season 10 which I don't need because I've already got it. So they sent me season 10, and I was pissed about that because now that's money I'm out that I could really use right now. So Chris is trying to get a label printed up to be able to send back to Amazon to say this purchase was made by mistake. And, I did not want this season. I meant to get season 15, which now season 15 supposedly will be here on December 9th. So we'll see. But, it could get here before then. Usually they'll give you a ballpark figure of when it could show up, and it could show up like days before that. So I'll just have to wait and see. Whenever it shows up, because it and the cat pin, cat brooch thing that's coming, the cat brooch thing is small. It looks like it's maybe no bigger than that, really. So most likely they'll come in the same envelope, the DVD of season 15 and then the cat pin. And that would just make more sense to me, because if it's just the DVD, they should be able to cram it into our mailbox, but our mailboxes are like that narrow. So there's a lot of stuff you won't be able to fit in there, in which case they'll come up. Maybe they'll take the time to knock on my door to let me know there's a package out there, but a lot of times they'll just bring the package up, drop it at the door, and walk off. So you don't even know it's out there until you open the door and go, oh, here we go. Here it is. So today is mostly going to be still sorting the return. Yeah. So he was trying to get this label printed up so that when we send the season 10 back, then they can refund my money back onto my Visa, which is probably the best route to go. Because if they send me a check for like the amount of money or whatever, it's like fine, because I could go to my bank and I could deposit it into my savings or something, if nothing else. But the main thing today, the main goal, I've got dry skin on my arm here. The main goal for today is getting that 40 put on my Visa, which I can go right over here to Walgreens, which is just like, a few blocks away, but I don't feel like walking. So I'll drive over there, get the money loaded onto the card so that come the 3rd, Lincoln Heritage will be able to get their money out, and there will be a little bit left. Not much, but a little bit. And that little bit's fine by me, because at least it's not overdrawing my account. So, because now that I found out that I get penalized every time I overdraw my account by $20, so if I overdraw my account once, it's $20. If I do it twice, it's $20. And every time after that, it's $20. So I don't do that anymore if I can help it. But as far as anything else, like I said, I don't know. I might just, probably be out like when doing a lot of window shopping. Mostly I'll be gone maybe a couple of hours, because there's only so much window shopping you can do, before you get bored with that. And a matter of deciding what store to go to. Dry skin on this arm too. Yeah, the winters are not kind here, but when I feel that roughness, I try to scrape it off, and my nails are long enough I can, but sure as my nails are doing what they always do. Like this middle nail was about the same length as the others, but the middle nail broke off. I don't even know how I broke it. It's almost like the shit breaks itself. These are still okay, but they get much longer, they're going to start breaking off too, because that's usually the way it happens. So I can't get my nails done at the salon, because I usually get the acrylics, and the acrylics are the worst for your nails because they weaken the nail. I've heard the gel nails are, I don't know. I don't know what's so special about them, but they tend to cost more.
They're more flexible.
And Chris said they're more flexible for one. So it's like, okay, I can see that, but all I do know is with the acrylics, if I jab my finger into something, it feels like someone's ripping my fingernail off. Just like rip, and it really hurts. And the pain will like throb and just last forever. And there's really not much you can do or take to get rid of it either. Just got to suffer it through. So,
I'm gonna punch your computer.
Yeah. Nothing else has been, Chris hasn't been able to do anything else as far as like, the website and getting a tarot reading thing set up. Yeah. So That's the drawback about the acrylics, and not to mention, like I said, the main thing being is they kill your actual nail. They weaken it. I've had some false nails that after they started like raising up and everything, which is when you have to go in and get them balanced. And they recommend you do that every 2 weeks. So you very quickly realize it becomes an investment in you and an investment in your nails. And then you have to decide if you can afford to do it every 2 weeks. I cannot. Not until that extra money is coming in. And I just don't know when that's going to happen. I wish I knew how to do that stuff myself, because I don't like bothering Chris with things, because he's always got a million other things going on. I don't want to just add one more to the list. So, if I can't figure it out myself, then I just dismiss it and go on, and, something else will come about. I don't know. But, I haven't asked Spirit of Tefira yet if they would be okay with me doing tarot readings. Yeah. See, some do that. Some women go every 2 weeks. Some women do it once a month. Here's the thing. I think it is more economically sensible and sound that, especially if you have the experience, and if you watch the nail techs, every time they do your nails, it's really easy to do. But, I would rather balance my own. I would rather balance, but usually what my version of balancing is, maybe totally the opposite of what theirs is. Excuse me, because the way I understand it, some women that when they go every 2 weeks to get their nails balanced, they say it hurts. Now I'm thinking, why would it hurt? All you're doing is applying acrylic on top of the nail that has grown out, so that your other nail will stay on. Well, my guess is because people are saying it hurts when you get them balanced, that means they take them off and then redo them. And I'm like, okay, how does that work? Is that going to be are they going to charge me another for a full set, or what? So part of me trying to teach me how to do it and learn how to do it as good as they can, so that I only have to go and get my nails done once there. And then when they need balanced, I can balance them on my own at home. And it's a heck of a lot cheaper. It's the filing. That's why it hurts. Oh, yeah. See, I figured it was something like that, like they file them down and redo them or something, something that's going to be, it's going to be required to pull on the nail bed or pull on the nail to get them balanced. I'm vaping my latte. This stuff's really good. It's got a nice flavor to it, but I have to be careful, and I have to make sure I have plenty of food in my stomach, which I do. I had a hot apple pie for breakfast this morning, because every time I hit this, some of the liquid ends up going down my throat, which, you're not supposed to drink this stuff, but after doing that so many times, that's when it tends to, start like upsetting my stomach or something. Because the stuff's not meant to be ingested. That's just sort of the way it happens. And I'm watching my level again too, because when it gets down to where the coil is exposed, meaning these little white areas that are like the cotton fiber stuff that the oil soaks into, I wait until it gets down to where those are getting exposed, and then I turn it upside down and refill it. My brother, I guess, is talking about possibly going down to Kentucky this weekend. I'm not going with him because I just can't handle the stress of what it means to ride in the same car with him. It's upsetting to me, and it really makes me nervous and makes my stress levels go up, because he gets so agitated so easily. And he keeps getting lost. He keeps going the wrong way. This will be, I don't know what, the fourth or fifth time that he's gone down. But he's always, there's a certain juncture where he's supposed to turn off that he never does. So then he ends up having to get on the phone with Lisa Maynard, who's Justin's mom. And she's the one that does the most traveling to and from, Columbus and whatever to Kentucky. So she did a map for Carl, and she said, you follow this map, it should get you here. But, when he told me he was going this weekend, or he was thinking about going, I know that that's also a hidden meaning behind that, is that's his way of kind of inviting me, but not really, like leaving the door open, that if I decided, hey, I'll go with you, because he don't like driving down by himself. He likes to have somebody to talk to, but unless I can bring my own food, my own cooler, and I can find a way to tune him the fuck out, which, yeah, basically. He likes to have someone to bitch and whine and piss and moan to on the way down. Yep. He's a whiny crybaby ass. I hate to say it, but it's the truth, because he whines about way too much stuff. But, back to mom, she likes it when I come to visit and stuff like that. And oh, okay, an infill. Okay. Yeah, I just noticed that one that you posted. Yeah, I've never had them balanced. See, every time that I've ever had my nails done by a nail salon, I've never had them balanced. I've never gone in to have them balanced because I never have the money. So I was figure, why should I? I'm better off just trying to balance them myself at home, and either I'm going to do a good job and they'll look fine, or they're going to look like crap, in which case, well, I can always get some acetone nail polish remover and just soak my hand in it for, I don't know, 5-10 minutes or whatever, because what it does is it gelatinizes the nails. It melts them, basically. So then it would melt them down to a point that I could just probably take like some kind of little stick or something, or like the thing, the little wooden stick that comes with a lot of the nail kits, and one side of it's kind of flat, but it's slanted. So you can take something like that and kind of pry it gently loose. But I've seen how horrid my nails, my real nails, look after taking a set of those off, and I don't like it. It really makes them look like crap. And nails are just people. They just charge too much. They really do. In my opinion, they charge way too much. Because it used to be somewhere in the $20 American money bracket. I forget exactly. I want to say 26, 28, somewhere around there, that it usually would cost the nail salon that I went to most of the time, which is over here at Town and Country. And they, it was fairly inexpensive to me. So, okay, somebody's lurking because it's saying there's 2 on here. Do we have our lovely Holly? And she just hasn't come on yet. Hello, darling, if it's you. And Lacey, hello, sweetie, if it's you. Because it's saying 2 people. So somebody's about to pop on. What's your guess? You think it's Holly? Probably, considering I'm guessing that Lacey, she would be Ryle Aller. Well, hello, Ryle Aller. I'm not familiar with you. That's an interesting name. Ryle Aller. Huh. Okay, well, hello, Ryle. This, actually this live stream would probably be boring to you because Riley. Why does that sound familiar? Riley as in Levi and Grace? Because I can see the picture, but it's really, really small. So I don't know if would it bring it up bigger if I clicked on it? I doubt it. Oh, hi, sweetie. Hi. I'm sorry. I guess for some reason I didn't know your last name was Aller. How you doing? This is my daughter-in-law, Brooke. She's engaged to my oldest, Michael. So how you been, Riley? What's up? How is everybody? Okay? How's Grace and Levi and the little girl, the little baby? I hope okay. Riley Brooke is she's a friend. She's a friend of the family. I always called her my Riley when I would go down to see her and Grace and Levi, and they're pretty cool bunch of people, and it's been a while, I know, and I'm sorry for that, guys, really. Mara's gone. My sister's gone. Uh-oh. Did she move? Did Grace move somewhere else or something then, or? Huh. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope they're okay wherever they're at. But I haven't talked to Grace in a long time. I wasn't even sure, if you guys were still around. Huh. Anyway, so, okay, I feel a little bit better. A little bit more comfortable because, as you see, it took me a minute. I was like, I don't know a Ryle Aller. So my brain went, huh? What? Oh, no. Grace's little girl died? Oh, honey, I'm so sorry. Goodness sakes. That is so sad. I had no idea. Oh, man. Did she die from COVID? Did COVID get her on us or what? Oh, honey. Yeah, that's awful. Because she was just a little girl. I mean, I don't even remember how old Mara was. Oh, honey, I'm so sorry. Man, that had to have been sad, huh? Wow. Well, our condolences, sweetie. I'll tell you, man, that COVID stuff, it's wiping a lot of people out. It really is. It's scary. And it doesn't age discriminate. It doesn't care what your faith is or your beliefs. None of that. It doesn't care. Wow, that's almost got me to tears. That is so sad. Well, I'll light a candle for her today and ask that her soul rest in peace for whatever happened, that took her away from us. Come on. This thing don't want to light. Sometimes the lighting sticks. They take, if you don't hit it just right, it don't light it very good. There we go. I think it's lit now. And I got one more to light back here. So what happened, sweetie? No, that Keva. Mar is my sister. 28 that died. Oh, okay. Huh. Yeah, it must be a while then, because COVID, she had a blood clot in her leg, and she had more blood clots. She died of a heart attack thanks to COVID and the stupid doctors. Oh, honey. I'm so sorry. See, it's been so long, Riley. I completely forgot that you had, more than one sister. She died of COVID. That is so sad. That's what I mean, COVID, I mean, it wipes out anybody. It doesn't care. All it knows how to do is kill. And I mean, I've definitely seen endless reports on the news about, thousands upon thousands of people, dying from it, because it's just, this stuff, it's probably got to be the worst thing that we've ever been hit with yet. But, a loss is still a loss. It was still a sister, so I can understand how much that must have hurt you. And as you can tell, I'm getting choked up myself. So I'm kind of crying with you, sweetie, because death is never fun. Loss is never an easy thing, to deal with and to allow yourself to mourn. And then you got to move on, You can light a candle for them every day and keep them in our thoughts and our hearts. And you can still talk to them because their spirit will hear you. And maybe come around, once in a while. But, that's kind of an undeterminable, it all depends on what type if she's assigned to anything particular in the afterlife. Because you got to remember, it doesn't just stop there. Like when your spirit leaves your earthly vessel, you're still a spirit and there's still a whole nother world in the spirit realm. So, who's to say, she might be busy, doing some stuff right now, but I certainly hope that she will be able to come back to you soon. And I'm sure she will. I never met Mara, I don't think, did I? I remember you, I remember Levi, and I remember Grace, and that's it. I don't remember. And then the one guy that just had me cracking up so bad I had to pull off to the side of the road that night. I forget his name, but he was speaking British and Levi was speaking Scottish, and it was a good time. She was the hospital just a few days before. They said she had a perfectly healthy heart, no problems whatsoever with her heart. Oh man. Jerks. See, that's what I mean. That's why, even doctors are hard to trust anymore, because you go in when you're not feeling well and you try to get some help and then they say, oh, you're fine. And then you find out you're not. And, sometimes it could be something really serious that potentially could take you out. So again, we're really sorry for your loss, honey. I'm glad you was able to finally, pop on again and catch me on here, because Ask Brooke, I'm on here quite a lot now, during live streams and stuff. So, but there's periods of days where I won't get on here because I'm busy doing my own stuff. Yesterday was kind of busy. I decided to take a me day, which I call a Janet day. And that basically means, wherever I want to go, whatever I want to do, I just do. And whatever, especially if it's something that makes me happy. And during my live streams, I always try to have some positive, meditative sounds going on in the background. So that's what you're hearing, Riley, is it's one for good vibes. And what else? Let me bring it up here a minute. Happiness, healing, frequency, good vibes, music for calm. So, it's a calming music. Soothing. I wish you guys could see the picture. It's really pretty. It's a winter scene. It's out in the middle of the woods. There's kind of like a rickety metal fence, and it's snowing. It's really, really, really pretty. I wish you guys could see it. But I'm sorry that, Riley, that we lost touch, I don't think you did, but you would have left her. Yeah, I'm sure I would have. Well, my sister Naomi, she pretty much divorced the family. She's still living, but she doesn't even acknowledge that any of us exist anymore. And that's fine, because we all have certainly done our share to try and help my sister, and she just doesn't appreciate any of it. She throws it back in your face later the next time you piss her off, which don't take much, but at least a good point. She don't have ownership of the house anymore, so my mom doesn't have to pay her rent. She has to pay the couple that bought the house, but now her rent is going up to $800 and something. So that's quite a lot, and Mom said that she's confident that her and Jim, their combined incomes, they'll be able to swing it. They'll be able to handle it. And I hope so, because, at least they can stay there through the winter. And that's good, because they are, going to get a place and try to get moved out of there probably come spring or summer. And I really appreciate that the couple that bought the place are letting them continue to stay there, because right now, as things stand, they have nowhere to go. And I definitely don't want my mother out in the middle of out in the street in the middle of winter, because that don't work either. However, on a better note, My brother, I'm not sure how soon, he's moving down to Kentucky to stay with his daughter, and they have some property down there. So he's going to like take his camper down, and maybe once he gets it down there, him and Justin, my niece's boyfriend, can kind of come together and get it working so he can at least stay in that. Because they've got a little bit of property down there. They've shown us the property line, and the few times that I've been down there, it's absolutely stunning. It's in Beauty, Kentucky, and it's definitely in the mountains for sure. And, when I sit out in the back of their house, or what I call the back of their house, actually it's the front of their house. They have this little lean-to that's like a little canopy, and it's a small one. And they have like this little patio area. They've got like 3 chairs under there. That's my absolute favorite spot to sit, weather permitting. Because if it's too flipping cold out there, I ain't going to be sitting out there. But it's very calming and soothing, and just you're in awe when you look up and see just how tall the mountains are in front of you, how many are around you. You're literally right in the middle of the woods. I mean, it's beautiful. It's really beautiful down there. And every time I go, I don't want to leave, but from now on, I'm just going to go down by myself, because going down with my brother, it just stresses me out, because he gets so upset so easily, and he's always turning the wrong way. He's always getting himself messed up to the point that he has to get on the phone with the very people we're trying to get to and say, where did I go wrong? Where should I have turned? But hopefully, if he goes down this weekend, he will get down there no problem this time. And he'll make all of his turns, and he won't get himself lost. But from now on, just for my own, to keep my own stress levels down and whatnot, I'm going by myself. And it's not Carl's business, that I tell him every time I'm going down, because most likely, if I tell him I'm going, he's going to want to go. And I don't want to go down there with him anymore. It's too stressful. But he's never going to understand that. Now, he's apologized to me numerous times and said, I'm sorry that stuff upsets you, Janet, or whatever, but I have to get it out. Well, I know that, and I understand, but the way he does it and the time he chooses to do it, right in the middle of us trying to drive 4 hours just to get down there. Okay. So I'm stuck in the car with him for 4 hours, and I'm sorry, but it's a nightmare. I won't do it again. And Carl, being one of the closed-minded muggles of the world, I can't talk about magic around him because he don't like it. It makes him uncomfortable. I don't believe in that stuff. Okay, Carl, I understand that, but that doesn't mean that I should have to stop speaking about it around you because you don't like it. If you don't want to hear me talking about it, then don't be around me. Plain and simple. Don't worry, it's just a latte. It's a 0 nicotine thing. And I call it a latte because it's a caramel, peanut butter, banana kind of flavor. And, I always do 0 nic. I don't do any of them with the nicotine in them. And this lovely little unit, it was over $200. Chris don't use it anymore, so it became mine because he's finally given up that he's ever going to be able to quit smoking. He stopped trying to quit. So I can't see this unit going to waste with it being expensive as it is. So I call it vaping my latte because that's the flavor it has. Vaping my latte, drinking my Coke. Wish I had some pagan mix. Think I've got maybe like 1 bowl of it left, but I've been trying to leave that alone because I don't know how long it's going to be before I can get some more. Because my one dude up here that used to be able to help me get it, he got busted. So, and I don't know why. I mean, it may have been a child support issue or something. I never really asked him because it was like too personal of a thing. But he knew this really cool herb shop that we could go to, and he told me how to get to it and this and that. But I feel bad that he got busted for whatever reason, because it's like, okay, what did you do? But I just left it alone, and I haven't even tried to contact him since then. And I know how to get to the shop, so it's not a big deal. But with me, the only time that I can really stock up on the herbs and stuff is when I get my check, and I won't get my check again now till the end of this month. So that's kind of a downer, but most likely I'll end up getting it Christmas Eve, I'm thinking, because it'll be the day before the actual Christmas day that most people in the world celebrate. So anyway, trying to think of how to make some interesting content here for us, so we're not, sitting around too awful bored. I've got, lots of books and stuff that I read from sometimes. I have several tarot decks, as you know, Riley, so I could pick any number of one of them and, do like a daily reading for the three of us, because sometimes I try to do that because, sometimes it's nice just to have that extra little, look out for this, but then there's good coming too. And then, okay, this is some not so good stuff. This is bad, but you'll be okay. You'll get through it. I would rather be forewarned and forearmed than not warned and then go bustling into a situation that I very quickly regret once I get in there and then find out I can't get out of. So just checking my oil level, because I don't like it to get too far down the where the little white coil cotton comes through, because then you're burning it dry, and then that can fry the coil. And these coils are not cheap for this unit, considering the unit itself, like I said, is a couple $100. Squeaky, come here. I got the squeaky butt. Mm-hmm. Hello. How you doing? Carmela, say hi. And there's Kalika. Hey, Kalika boo. Bothering my kitties. So Riley, in light of, the sadness that you shared with us, I guess maybe a daily reading, if you want me to do one for you, like a daily card. Egyptian tarot cards? Yes, I do. Let me find it. It'll take me a minute to dig it out. Druid, some animal medicine, angel. This is my tarot card box, y'all, and this thing's pretty much full to the hilt. So I was not kidding when I said I have a whole box full of tarot decks. Let me see what's going to be the best way to sort them. I have an angel deck here. Angels are, versatile. But yeah, let me find the Egyptian one for you. I think is it this one? La, 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 la. Come on. Whoa. Right now I'm doing a live stream, so I can't get much of anything. Happy birthday, though. It's Maria's birthday. I'm down to just 1 cup a day. Well, okay. Well, if that's 1 cup, then no, I don't think I need to bounce off the walls quite that bad. Don't tell me this is for me. Chris? Who?
Mine.
Oh, Lord. She's gonna, that's like a whole pot of coffee right there.
Pearl gave it to me.
Aw. That's neat.
For my birthday.
Don't show it to Chris. He might try to take it.
Look, Chris. It's already got coffee in it. Look. It came with the coffee.
Oh, well. There you go.
Look, Chris.
Now that's a coffee cup.
You got that right. Oh,
what kind of religion my sister had, but I know she was absolutely fascinated with Egyptian culture. Yes.
What?
Oh, Riley, one of my old family friends that I hadn't talked to in a while. She's live streaming with me and Brooke. She was just telling me. She asked me.
Hi, Brooke.
She was asking me if I had an Egyptian deck, and I said yes, I do.
See?
Or what I consider. I call it an Egyptian deck.
And I got something else too from him.
Yeah,
And you will love it.
I bet I will.
Could you guess? Or do you know already?
No, I don't. I mean, sometimes I can guess, sometimes not. So I can't really. I'm not sure. Something probably OSU maybe would be my first thought.
No, it's not OSU. It's definitely not OSU.
I'm just putting a lot of these decks back, guys, as much as I
It's
can.
something you really would like. It's something you do like.
Okay, so something witchy.
No.
Then I have no clue. But as long as it makes you happy, that's what matters. As long as you like it, that's what
Only
matters.
thing I got to say, you can either put money in it.
Oh, it's a bank. Okay.
It's a bank, yes.
Okay. This is the little pouch I made for this
it's
deck.
some kind of animal.
Oh, okay. Unicorn.
You got it.
No, I'm not a good guesser. No, not me. Why would you think that? Okay. Now, I will leave you to judge, Riley, but this is why I call it an Egyptian deck. Because, I mean, if you look at the artwork, you know, there's other cards in here that to me it looks like Egyptian. Like this is the strength card, for instance. So that's more like an Amazonian type character that's taming the lion. Here, if you want to look at him.
No, this one's
Let's see. See, this is why I call this my Egyptian deck. Bam, right there. There you go. That is definitely Egyptian dress.
You did not show me that. But
And
nice.
yeah,
It's
this is one of my favorite
I'll do
ones. Okay, and this is the Empress of this deck.
Oh my God, it goes
Yeah, I used it. Go ahead and take it back down if you want. I just used it one day and then it ended up getting tangled in my hair. Okay, so I hope this is okay, but you see why I call it my Egyptian deck. Okay, now Riley, do you want me to do a 1-card daily for you, a 3-card past, present, and future, or you want to do the full-blown 10-card Celtic Cross? Which one? If you want the daily, say number 1. If you want the 3, say 3. If you want the 10, say 10. You're deciding. Well, let's see. See if I can pick up on you. Okay. Trying to see if of the 3 mentioned, it says. Okay. Let's start with a daily. I would say let's start with a daily. I haven't used this deck in a long time. Whoopsie doozy. And how come some of them... Wait a minute, I'm going to have to make sure these are all right side up. Because I don't think this deck has a reverse meaning for the cards. But I don't... I want to make sure they're all facing the right direction. Yep, it's definitely been a while because can't believe how many of these are all mixed up here. Whoop. So give me a minute, Riley, to get this deck corrected, get it the right side up. Ugh. Good gravy. Boy, I cannot believe how many of these are turned upside down. So yeah, you can tell it's been a while since I've used this deck. Okay. Now let me check in the book, Riley, just to make sure. You want to do a 3, past, present, future? Okay. Let me see if this one does have reverse meanings. No, it does. It does. Okay. But that's okay. If I look at it this way, if any of them are meant to be reversed, they will be. They will just automatically appear that way, irregardless of the fact that I write it every one of them. Because it just shows how long it's been since I've used this deck. It's been a while. Okay, so 3 card. Okay, this card is for Riley Aller. Past, present, future. Something that she needs to know. Something that can maybe help her continue on her journey and be okay and know what her next step is and where to go from here and, you know, what influences are about and so on. So, gotta wake up the deck because I haven't used it in so long. I close my eyes that way. I don't get too distracted. Whoops! Come back here. Okay, yeah, I'm doing a reading. Okay, your past one is 7 of Cups. Okay. And it means, let me find the cups in here. Seven of Cups. This is a card of illusions and deceptions. Making a hasty decision, therefore, could be as bad as being unable to make any decision. When the 7 of Cups appears in a reading, think carefully about all your options. So I hope that helps. Your present is 9 of Pentacles. And it means, I think Pentacles are all the way in the back. I'm not sure. And yes, I'm using the book because I haven't had the time to get really well bonded with this deck. So I still use the book because I want to make sure I give accurate information. Okay, and that was the 9 of Pentacles. Okay, 9 of Pentacles. This is your present. This card means profit or gain. It signifies a lucky windfall or payment for work well done. Enough to buy what you most desire. So, hey, that's always nice, huh? And future, 8 of Pentacles. Okay. And it says, this card predicts the need to progress with caution. It is a card of starting over, of doing something new, or a period of expansion. Apprenticeship can be scary or demoralizing, and it foretells, if not a tough period, a time of learning and mistakes, doubts, and just hard work. So did that answer accurately, or did you have a more specific you wanted me to focus on? Did any of those fit at all or make sense? You can come in here. You don't have to hide in there, Goofy. Oh, well, I'm not sure actually how long I'm going to be live streaming. Oh, that's pretty. Look at the pretty. Wow, that's really nice. Yeah, that's a nice one. I'm glad you got that. Yeah, I got my piggy and I got my R2 over there, and the pennies we only do in the pot leaf. Yeah, that wasn't bad.
I know.
That's really pretty. Yeah, just what I would do if I was you, sweetie, is put it down. Make sure you secure it somewhere because you don't want your cats knocking it over.
No, I'm worried about Tiki.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Don't put it up on a table or something that she could end up knocking it off.
I had it under. I had that other brown one table.
Okay.
It's got the drawer. I was putting it inside it.
Yeah, because that way you don't have to worry. If you want me to do a more specific, Riley, let me know. Or if those made sense, let me know. Either way. Riley is she's a friend from, like I said, the past, and she just lost a sister recently, I guess. I don't know how long it's been since Morrow's passed, but COVID took her, and she ended up getting a blood clot in her leg, and she had a heart attack and stuff, and that's not fun to deal with. Maria Riley, just to help you understand, she's a good friend. She's like a sister to me. She lives in the building here. She's downstairs in apartment C, and I'm still up here in apartment H, of course. But, I'm open, sweetie. Just let me know if that helped or didn't, because sometimes we don't always make sense of what it's saying, but it may come at a later date. If you guys, especially if you're still struggling financially, a windfall, I'm sure, would definitely be welcome, I feel the same way, extra money is always a good thing, it's never a bad thing. Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm glad, I'm glad it helped you, sweetie. And that's why, I definitely hope in the future I can find a way to do a YouTube exclusive channel of sorts, if that's what I have to do, which will make me 3 channels. Because I have another channel, Riley. It's under Janelle Mabius, Janell Mabius. So, I'll leave it up to you. If you want to subscribe to that one too and all that, you can, but you don't necessarily have to. Just being able to talk with you on one is fine. Hopefully you'll be able to come on more often now that I'm on more often. And I'm really sorry, sweetie. I didn't forget about any of you. I really didn't. It's just, shit happens, and, you're like, sometimes you get hit with some really overwhelming stuff, and it just comes out of absolutely nowhere. Excuse me, but you guys were always in the back of my mind, and I was always, hoping the best for all of you. And that you're okay, and that, you're getting through your day, and you're okay as much as you can be. We had some losses recently too. Another friend in the building here, she lost her mother a couple months ago. And I lost Grandpa Grover, which is through Jim Farrar, which I don't remember if you guys ever met him or not, but oh, Friday, golly, I'm so sorry. That's got to hurt like crap, like really, really bad. I know how awkward I felt at Grandpa Grover's funeral, because I never knew the guy really. I only met him one time at the wedding of Jim's sister Heather, and that was years ago, and I'm talking all the way back when Michael was like 12. So that was the only time I ever remember seeing Grandpa Grover. So it was Jim's dad, that passed recently too, and we had to drive all the way up to where the heck was it? I forget, but it was a good drive. It wasn't like several hours long or anything, but it takes a little bit to get up there. So we went to the showing, and then I think it was the next day we had to go back for the actual burial. And he was a vet. He was a veteran, so he definitely got a military funeral, and I've never witnessed one in my life, but I did that day, and I got a red carnation that they actually took off of the batch of flowers that they put on top of the coffin or whatever when they lower it into the ground. It was a beautiful thing to witness, and I cried like a baby, and it didn't really matter so much to me at that moment that I didn't know him that well, or I only remember him from the wedding, but he was still family, because Jim, by all intents and purposes, he's like family to me. He's like a dad to me. So that was like losing my grandpa again, all over again. And so now that Grandpa Grover is gone, then that's 2 sets of grandparents that are gone for me. My grandpa McGee died years ago. His wife died before him, years before that. It really bothers me that I haven't really been able to make it down to any of the graves for a while, because the graveyard that they're buried at, if you don't know what road to turn down to get to it, you'll just drive right past it. So the only way that I would be able to go down and see their graves, most likely, to make sure I don't pass it, is I would have to have Jim take me, and then I would pay attention. Or if we could somehow write it down, okay, turn here, and then you just follow it on around, and then it shows you the entrance to the graveyard where a lot of my family is buried. My dad, my biological, he died, 31 years ago or whatever. I've never been to his grave once. I know where he's at now. I know that he's buried in some cemetery called Sunset something or other cemetery, because Chris was able to look that up for me. But I just don't know when I'm going to be able to make that trip, Yeah, it does. I mean, loss is, it's never going to feel anything but painful. And how we keep our loved ones alive is just to remember them and to light a candle for them. If you light a candle every day, so they know that they're not forgotten. And I'm not saying that any of us would forget any of our people, because I know better. But loss is loss. And I mean, losing my sister, I feel like even though she hasn't died a physical earthly death, it's just as good as, because every time I tried to help her, Riley, she, threw it back in my face, and she treated all of us like crap. And she just became a nuisance and a problem. And I hate to say that about my own sister. I really do. But it's not like we didn't try to help her, because we all did. I tried to help her. Chris tried to help her. Mom tried to help her. Jim tried to help her. Carl tried to help her, and a host of others. She has no gratitude. She has no gratefulness. She has no heart, period. She's just evil. Yeah, it's like if you was to open her chest right now, you wouldn't find a heart there. It would be an empty shell. And that's a shame, because that's my sister, but I can't change who she is any more than I can bring any of our dead back to life. It's a shame and unfortunate and heartbreaking that she is like that and she made that decision. But the way we view it as the family, we lost her all those years ago when she moved to New York with Ron. And her husband, Ron's been gone, I don't even know, 8-10 years by now. And she's just strictly keeps going downhill. And it's difficult to accept, but I feel like she's one of the lost souls that can never be recovered, because she don't want to be. She's lost the will to live. She's lost, she just feels like she doesn't belong here anymore. She's, disassociates with any of us, which is fine by me. My biggest regret is I know how much her cats are missing me, and I wish I could go back over there and see them, but I'm not going to open the door to that tyranny again from her, because she's just evil. She's mean. She doesn't have compassion. She doesn't have, right or reason. She doesn't want to be a part of any of us. So whatever, I still light a candle for her. I still ask for good things for her. Please help her where we could not. Send somebody that can help her, or keep sending people to help her until finally a person or a group of them is found that can actually give her the help she needs, so that she can, I don't know, be halfway decent again. But it's a shame, because she apparently got hit with what we call the psycho gene from our dad, because Gene Mabius was mental for sure, and that's unfortunate and heartbreaking too, because he was my dad, and I don't forget about him. I still light a candle for him. There's only certain times when I'm in a certain mood that I can handle being around his spirit. But a lot of times when he comes to visit, I'll be like, no, Dad, not today. I can't. Because there's too much other stuff that I'm dealing with that I can't welcome you today. Try me on a different day when maybe things aren't so crazy and things are better. And then, so I'm trying, I really am. I'm trying to learn to forgive all the wrong that's been done to me by a lot of the family members in our family that, just Yes, exactly. You know, you can't help someone that doesn't want it. And she's just given up completely, I think. And that's just really sad, but I can't let it drag me down. You know, I have to move on. I have to keep going. We all do, because if you give up the reason for living, then think about all the stuff that you're missing out on. Think about all the good stuff that could have happened that now won't, because you gave up. So we can relate, sweetie. And just try, me, I'm just trying to still learn to love myself and forgive myself for a lot of the stupid shit I've done, and, stuff that almost got me killed. I mean, I couldn't even tell you how many times, getting in with the wrong crowd and that whole nightmare, but at least I was one of the lucky ones. I was able to walk away with my life intact, and I just wish that,
Hey, boo baby. Come on.
well, for instance, like me and Alicia, my daughter Alicia, I wish I could see her more.
Come on, baby.
I wish I could have her more in our lives, but I'm not going to force myself down her throat. So all I do is I try to back off for the most part. She knows where I'm at rather. She knows my number. She knows where we live. So anytime that she really wants or needs any of us, we're right here. We're just a phone call away. We're a text message away. Alicia moved to Kentucky, but we're trying to get a house, and we're waiting on some paperwork or something, I think, before we can actively really start looking. Chris was able to find a really good rural program, RUAL, which means out in the country and stuff. At least that's how I know rural to be. But it's through the government and so on and so forth, and you know how long they can take for anything. And yeah, I still have my hair. I have it up though, because I've developed eczema on the back of my neck and top part of my shoulders. So I've been trying to keep this cream on it and stuff to keep me from scratching at it and irritating it and making it worse. And I'm in my pajamas, so I hope you forgive me for that, guys. I'll probably get dressed here in a little bit. Where are you going? Oh, well, you might want to put some gas in the car while you're out if you can. It's getting low again. If you can't, I'm just letting you know, babe. It's getting down there pretty low.
I can't until
Hi, baby. This is Boo Boo Kitty. Hello. This is one of our new kitties, Riley. He's a rescue. There was a mother and daughter that used to live in our building, and they moved about a year or so ago now, and this was their cat. This was their cat, and the poor little thing was shut in a bedroom all day, and it broke my heart. I just couldn't see it happening, and I said, you guys need to let that cat out of that room, because if you don't, you're killing him. And I fell in love with him from the first time I saw him. He's an American curl. He's got the cute little ears that are, fold back. And he's a boy. He's fixed. We also have Bella, which you haven't seen yet. Bella is a boy also. His full name is Mirabellum. We're not sure we know that his original owner named him that, but we don't know what it means, because I've never heard of such a name, Mirabellum. And I thought, well, that's interesting.
It's actually named for plantation in the south.
Oh, okay.
Oh, really?
Well, there you go. It was named after a plantation in the south. Okay. So anyway, we call him Bella for short. He's a Maine Coon, or at least he's got a lot of Maine Coon in him. So he's big kitty. I mean, his paws, his front paws are like that wide, and his back paws. He's got soft fur like Boo here, Booetta. I call him my Boo Boo Kitty. And, Boo seems to be happy here. He's adjusting. But the girls won't leave him alone. Carmela and Kalika, being the little brats they like to be, sometimes they'll be cornering him in the cat box, or they'll be fighting and smacking at him for no reason, the little jerks. And we get so mad at them when they do that, because, they've always been the only two cats here for the longest time. So any other cats that we brought in after they had been here as long as they had when it was just the two of them, they're going to do that. It's just that we don't like that they're bullying Buetta here because they did the same thing to Moochie when Moochie was around. Moochie was a solid black that we had a couple of years ago. She died. She was also from the same batch of Mirabellum.
Somebody's knocking.
Come on, Harold. And she was in the same house, the same apartment. It was an apartment building next to us. What? His food, I don't know where it is. In the fridge, Maria. In the fridge, the food. Harold's meals is in the fridge. Maria's looking at me like, what? Huh? We had to get Harold's.
One or two. Okay, I got it.
Okay. So Harold is also another one in here. Yeah. Boo's. He's a sweetheart. He's very gentle. And very loving. I've even. My Bast statue, isn't she lovely? I've even been asking her for help to keep the harmony in the house here, because the cats are not getting along, and it's causing a lot of stress. We ended up even having to take, at one point we had to take Bella to a vet because he got so stressed in the house here that he wasn't able to go pee anymore. He wasn't able to urinate, and it really scared us. So we had to borrow like $750 from Alicia just to get him looked at and to get him taken care of. And we were lucky. I'll see you later, hun. I'll try to come down when I'm done or something. Okay. Okay. But Bella, we got him squared away, and that's when we was able to find out that he does have a lot of Maine Coon in him. So he has the traits of a dog, but he's a cat. He cries to go out. He follows Chris around the yard when we're outside. Sometimes he'll even go for a walk with Chris, and we don't have to put a harness on him or nothing. He just stays right there next to Chris. Buetta has never, as far as we know, he's never been an outside cat. But, we don't plan on letting any of the cats out anyway. Bella is an exception because he's used to it. We have to let him out because there's, 4 cats in this tiny little apartment. It's overcrowded in that sense, and it causes a lot of stress. So we was able to find out that he's like 7, I think, or something like that. And then we had Carmilla and Kalika fixed not too, about a year or so ago as well. And we found out that Kalika is 4 and Carmilla's 3, or Kalika's 3 and Carmilla's 2, or whatever. But I mean, for the most part, I guess they're doing okay. It's just, I wish they would stop with the bullying. And I'm scratching a lot because I have a freaking scalp condition that my doctor yesterday gave me this special shampoo to hopefully help get rid of it. And it's, I've never heard of it. KETOCONAZOLE shampoo. I'm supposed to put it on my hair, work it in my hair, leave it on for 5 minutes, and then rinse it out. Because, you've heard of dandruff. Well, this is like cradle cap for adults. It really is that bad. And I'm going to be getting my COVID shot and my flu shot here soon. First and foremost, I'll probably get my first of the 2 Pfizer COVID shots. And then the week after that, my first shot with the Pfizer, I'll get a flu shot. And then the week after that, I'll get my second Pfizer. And then 2 months after that, I will have to get a booster. But I have fought it tooth and nail all this time. I did not want to get not inoculated. I don't know if that's the right term. I didn't want to get vaccinated, but these new variants, these new strains that seem to be creating themselves from the original COVID itself is just wreaking more havoc on the world. And it's making it tougher and tougher to fight. So, I don't want people getting on my case about it anymore. I just want to get it done, face my fears, and just be over, have it over with. But it just, the main reason it was made me afraid was because it, some people have had some really bad reactions to it, and like they claimed that their organs stopped functioning, and some people got blood clots. There was
That was just
the Johnson and Johnson, which was one shot. But even with the Johnson and Johnson, now that they've got that supposedly regulated and it's safer, originally that was the one I was going to go with. But I asked Chris, he got the Pfizer, and he's like, I would recommend the Pfizer. My brother has recommended the Pfizer. So I just want to get it done and over with so I can show everybody I got my card, get off my ass about it. You know, I realize the seriousness of it. I realize how dangerous it is. And I certainly don't want to get the shit. And I certainly don't want to give it to anybody else. So it's another one of those. I have to face my fears and trust in the God and Goddess that nothing bad will happen to me. And I will be happier later that I got it done. So then I don't have to worry anymore myself as much. Even vaccinated though, I still wear a mask. You know, when I go out, I still wear a mask because it scares me that much, you know. Well, sorry. I hope you got enough to do that, babe. Yeah, you're doing your orange, showing your orange this time.
Yep.
He got himself a new headband. He's all happy about. Say hi. This is his new one. He's got to go take this Supernatural season 10 back to an Amazon facility or whatever, so they can ship it back and, you know, refund my money, you know, back on my card later. So, but anyhows, so he's taking the cat litter out, and he's going to go get this. I guess he's going to come back up and get it. He finally was able to get a label printed out or whatever that needs to be sent back with it to prove that, you know, this was it was a mistakable purchase. When in reality, it wasn't a mistake. It was, oh boy, now there's 3. Okay, who else is on? Who else is on? Come on, talk to me. Hello, whoever you are. Because this is for subs only, so that means only people that have subscribed. Is this my lovely Holly? Or is this Lacey possibly? Because, I mean, I've got like, on one of these channels, I forget, is it this one, Brooke, or is it my Janelle one? I have 10 subscribers. So, we'll see. They'll pop on here in a minute. Holly is another friend, Riley. She's in Canada, and she's a paranormal investigator with YouTube. If you want to check her out, it's called Wolf Paranormal. And they got some pretty cool stuff. Her, Shay, and Brad, I think is his name. Paul, sorry. Her, Shay, and Paul. So we'll see who it is here in a minute. They'll pop on and go, hello. But, you know, this is nice because this is the first time I've had 3 at one time on here. It's like, oh, okay. Hello, everybody. What's up? You know, but, you know, there's some other stuff that I would like to share with you guys, but most likely the safest way to do it is I would have to type it in, and then I would have to erase it, basically, after you guys all said, okay, we've read it, we see what it is. Hi! Hi, baby! Hello, our lovely friend. This is my friend Riley. She's a family friend that I haven't talked to in a while. So, Riley, this is Holly from the Wolf Paranormal, and we were just talking about you. I was like, I bet it's Holly. So yeah, we're doing good, Holly. How you guys doing? How's everybody doing? Okay, I hope everybody have a good Thanksgiving and all that. See, she said hi to you, Riley. Yeah, she's my girl. She misses me, I'm sure, and I miss her too, but I just don't know when I'm going to be able to get that way again, you know? So, but anyway, you know, just to kind of recap for everybody that wasn't on here earlier when I mentioned it. My doctor visit went okay on the 29th, Holly. It was more like a meet and greet, you know, Dr. Questel getting familiar with me, and I'm considered a new patient and everything. So they got me set up with this for my scalp condition. So I'm definitely going to try and use some of that on my hair today. They got me on gabapentin, which is for my fibromyalgia, but it makes me sleepy. So I'm probably only going to be able to take this like close to bedtime because I cannot be sitting here, you know, falling asleep when I've got stuff to do. And then I just take over-the-counter Benadryl 1 a night and over-the-counter Claritin 1 a day. And of course my gummy vitamins, but for all intents and purposes, everything was okay. And I got to take my heat pack off. It's not as warm anymore. I had to put it on my back this morning because I woke up with a real bad backache. And, it's no fun when you wake up in the morning and, you feel like a knife is being stabbed in your back, and, it's horrible. So January 10th is my follow-up visit. And, I'm looking forward to, I hope this stuff helps. I hope the gabapentin works, because Lyrica is still the most expensive to get a hold of, as far as the fibromyalgia people, which I am, because, I don't even know where it developed, when or how or why, but it's no fun, but at least, Dr. Questel, we got a good plan together. We're going to see about getting me set up with some therapy for my back, my lower back especially, some therapy for my fibromyalgia to help me manage it a little better. I try to play my positive, meditative music in the background when I do a live stream, because that helps keep the energy flow positive. And, hopefully will help everybody's day go a little better and brighter. And Krista's off to take Supernatural back.
And therapy for medical conditions always sounds weird. Sounds like a psychiatrist sitting back going, now let me talk to the fibromyalgia.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's hilarious, isn't he? Yeah. So you can relate, Holly. Yeah, it's not fun. I bruise easily because of it. And it's it's a lot of pain. Like even if somebody's just kind of joking around and they kind of poke me or hit me like that, that could cause a bruise. So I try to tell people, please don't do that, because I don't need another bruise. And I don't know when I'm going to be able to continue my cleaning up the living room project, but I haven't forgotten that either. I'm going to try to get at that this week yet, because this is only Wednesday. It's Maria's birthday today. And, she's 63 today. So I wished her a happy birthday when she came up here. And she got a nice gift from two of them from our friend Harold. He got her a nice unicorn piggy bank. She showed me, put it on the live stream earlier, and also this big coffee cup. I'm telling you guys, she could put almost a whole freaking a whole pot of coffee in this thing. It was like this tall and about that big around. It was ridiculous. But, oh yeah, no doubt, and it's nice to be able to work with dogs too, because they have a very loving nature. Granted, some of them can have attitudes. Yeah. Just like humans, but yeah, I'll let her know that you guys wish her a happy birthday back. She might come back up here later or something. And, I told her, I said, well, whenever I get done live streaming, sweetie, I'll try to come down and, maybe see you a little bit. Cause I wanted to do something with her on her birthday today. I just don't know what. And I'm about to type this little secret I was talking about. So once I do, and you guys have all read it, let me know so I can erase it off of here so Chris don't see it. But you'll understand why I decided to type it, because it's just too risky that, what are the chances that he's ever going to watch this live stream? Probably not very high. However, I would just, for my own, to feel safer and more secure that he won't find out, this is the way I prefer to do it. Whoops, if I can type right. Okay, here it comes, girls. And once you read it, you'll understand why I waited purposely for him to leave before I even typed it. Because not that I'm trying to do something wrong. I don't consider it anything wrong. I just know Chris, and I know him well enough that if I would have told him this that I just typed, that he would tell me all the ways to spend it and all the ways I should spend it, irregardless of the fact of the way I plan on spending it. Because, I feel like with all the loss and all the stuff that COVID has done to so many and taken so many from us, that places like, like Christmas shopping can be fun. It can be relaxing. Yeah. And, but I want to be smart too. I want to shop smart, because some of the money I will definitely be using to get materials to do some handmade products that we all discussed on a different live stream. And, this is why, it's just one of many issues that I have with Chris. I'm still not happy in the relationship, Riley, and I know you remember Chris, but it's kind of like, you trudge through each day, and that's about all we can really do is just try to get through it, and move on. Don't let it control us. But I'm not going to have him telling me how I should spend this money, so I chose not to tell him. But I don't feel like I'm doing anything wrong. It's my choice. It's my money. It's my business. It's not his. It's not affecting him in any way, because it's not like my bills aren't getting paid, because they are. Like, sometime today, I'm going to be going over to, Walgreens, and, I'm going to be putting, $40 of it on my Visa. So, Lincoln Heritage can take their money out on the 3rd, but Chris is already broke. So I don't know if you guys didn't see the look on his face, but I can tell by the look on his face, he's not putting any gas in the car. So that leaves me. So the story that I'll come up with for that, though, will be, I just took everything that I had in my wallet and put it in the gas tank, because what else can I do? He doesn't need to know that, when I come back, the gas tank will be full, and how. I'll just be like, I just sank in all the money that I had, and, Maria gave me a little bit too, so I could fill the gas tank, because both of us do have, we have doctor's appointments and stuff. And we, sometimes like 2 days out of the week, Chris will have a doctor's appointment. Yeah, so, I know what you mean, Riley. Waking up in pain is just it's not fun. And it makes for a crappy night's sleep. Because, even my heat pack here, it does do a lot of good. This is one of those that inside this, you can take the zipper pouch off and wash it. But the container inside, the bag inside, has a certain type of clay in it that apparently is really good for holding and retaining the heat. So you pop this baby in the microwave for 52 seconds, which I don't know why I used my birth year or my birth age to do it, but the microwave that we have right now it's a brand new one, but I don't know how long we're going to have it, because the roaches are already infesting it. So they're probably going to destroy it just like they did the other one. And that's why Chris had to get rid of it, because they had it destroyed. They had it completely infested. And within the first day or two, of coming home and using the new microwave, you could see the fucking roaches crawling around inside of it again. And it's like, oh boy, how long are we going to have this one before it's gone? So here in a little bit, if I can, get Maria, because I don't know if she's got any other plans today, because it is her birthday. So I don't know if there's like any other friends or anything that might be stopping by, but I'll see if Maria will go with me when I go to load the money on. And then I want to, get her something, for her birthday, however small. I just want to get her something that she's really going to like and enjoy and use. And then she doesn't even have to tell Chris that I got it for her. She'll be like, oh, a friend from work got it for me. And that's all he needs to know. But, so as far as the Christmas money, and that's why I did it, I am going to try to not necessarily spend the whole 500. I'm going to try and keep some of it just to live on. So depending on, how many people I'm going to be buying for, which is going to be difficult to determine because, let's see, at my mom's alone, I have Mom, Jim, Carl, and Stephanie. Here I have Chris, Maria, Harold, and Christy. Christy is our next door neighbor on the same floor as us. She's the one that her mother just passed recently. And so she's going through a lot with that. But, me and Christy are still kind of fairly new into our friendship with each other. So, I know she's not going to be upset or anything if I don't get her anything for Christmas. But my niece down in Kentucky, she has a house full of kids down there. She's got at least 4 or 5 girls running around and 1 boy. So, it's, I got to think of them. And I thought about going through Secret Santa, to get for the kids because, if you don't know what their interests are, because there's only 1 boy and then mostly girls. So I feel bad for poor Logie. We call him Logie, but his name's Logan. Because he's in a house full of all those girls. That's got to be nuts. But he, he seems like he's a happy little guy and for the most part, but sometimes the girls, they do get kind of mean. And if it happens to be while I'm there, then I just try to gently talk to them and say, now, come on, girls, don't do that to him. Don't be like that with him. Okay. And I'm not barking orders at them or yelling and screaming at them. I just try to make them mindful. How would you like it if somebody was treating you that way? You wouldn't like it. So stop doing it to Logan. So I have those kids to buy for. I have Chelsea and Justin and Lisa and Brad, possibly Missy, and that's just a handful. I want to get some stuff for my daughter. I need to find a menorah for her because I got her some real pretty menorah candles. And I got the colors that I knew she would like because they've got blue, white, and purple in them, the same set that I have. And they do have a couple of menorahs over there at Kroger's. So, I might, if I can't find a cheaper one on Amazon later today, then I'll just go ahead and maybe possibly buy one of the ones at Kroger's. Because, they're a little bit on the expensive side. But Alicia said she has a menorah somewhere. She just doesn't remember where it is. And I don't even know if she got any of her stuff unpacked because where she's living at in Kentucky right now herself, she, short story, she moved down there for a girlfriend. The girlfriend did her wrong, dropped her like a hot potato, broke her heart, used her, and then pretty much just left her by the wayside. And now she's locked in a contract she's trying to get out of that has proven difficult. We have already told her that when we get the house, she is welcome to move in with us for a while. And, be able to get, until she gets back on her feet. We'll help her get a job. We'll look at some places in the area if we can find some places or wherever she wants to look, I guess. But my hope there is that if she does, get her own place, it'll be somewhere at least easily close to us or fairly close to us. So we don't have to be on the road for 4 or 5 hours or more just to get there. Not that we wouldn't do it for our daughter because we absolutely would. But, so when I'm out doing my Christmas shopping, I'm hoping that it will bring me some joy and happiness, and it'll help me to, keep myself a little bit more light and not, thinking about too much negative stuff, and then it just brings you down, It's all about the balance, and maintaining the balance. So that's all we can really strive to do each day is try to maintain the balance. And I'm dripping pop all over myself. And I don't have any Kleenex. Oh, wait. Forgot. I had this wash rag. It's dry, but it's enough to wipe off my dribbles here. But, you know, I mean, for the most part, pretty much, you know, this to me is just like a typical day, really. Not a lot goes on, but, you know, sometimes a handful of friends will stop by and say, hey, what's up? How you doing? How are things? How are things doing or going? Or, trying to think if there's oh, I'm sorry, Brooke. I didn't even ask you. Brooke or Holly, would you like me to do like a daily read for you? Fur babies. Okay. I hear you. Yeah, I mean, our cats, they get in their lovey moods too. Hey, Boo. Come on up. Like Boo Boo here. Boo Boo Kitty decided to come back up and see Mommy a little bit. Hello. How's our handsome boy? So, I will say this. I have to, okay, so what, I mean, do you want me to do the Egyptian deck, Brooke, or do you want me to do a different deck? Because remember, I got a lot of them. I couldn't even tell you. I mean, I could get out each one and tell you if you want, but it's going to take a minute because there's a lot of them. Where did I put those? I thought I put them in there. Let me see if I can pick up on the one that will best fit you. Okay. They're saying, well, you know, since the Egyptian deck is right on top, let's just go with the Egyptian deck. Okay, do you want a 1 card? Do you want a 1 card, Brooke, or do you want a 3? Because, you know, the 1 cards and the 3 cards are the easiest to do. Because the 10 card, I can do it, but I can't really do the layout on my lap. I have to just stack them on top of my lap. Okay, I guess we'll just 3. Okay. Give us a past, present, and future read for Brooke Sutton, who's on right now with us. 1, 2, 3. Okay, in your past, Brooke, you have 8 of Swords. So let's see what 8 of Swords has to say. I think Swords are the ones, they're all like the last suit in the back. They're in the very back. Yep. 8 of Swords. Okay. The Lord of Interference is the card that comes up to indicate deliberate or accidental interference with the natural flow of energy. It often signals problems with endurance, inability to make decisions, lack of concentration, and important details, and overall disturbance. Why does that feel to me like that's just Michael all over the place? Okay. Your present is 5 of Swords. This card generally appears to indicate that we are in for some disappointment or loss. The reversed 5 of Swords represents a lesser chance of defeat or an empty victory, and that's your present. So be warned, okay? Because I have no idea what that might be about. That could be the passport thing, you know, because that is still kind of a problem because it still hasn't gone through. And your future is the Moon card. Let's see, find the Moon. Moon. This is the card of the subconscious and refers to those things which are hidden and sometimes feared. It represents imagination, uncertainty, and fluctuation. So there you go. I hope those help, sweetie. Yeah, that first one it's Michael all over the place. It is. It really is. Holly, how about you, sweetie? You want a one daily or a 3 card at all? Yes or no? It's fine. You know, I have my cards out, so I figured I'd offer. Just needs to be sent now. Yeah. Come on, spirits. We need this happen now so she can book her flight and get over here. Okay. But yeah, I love my Egyptian deck. It's a nice one, and you can tell by the yellowing on the sides here that I've used it a lot. But you know, believe it or not, this was I found this at Spencer's, which is Brooke. I don't know if you've ever heard of a Spencer's before. Spencer's is it's a type of a novelty shop, and it also, like, in the back of the store, it has naughty stuff, like for adults, if you know what I'm saying. Has little toys and, you know, naughty clothes, and yeah. But during the front of the store, they have some really cute stuff. I found a Wikipedia deck there, and I also have the book that's Wikipedia. So the book and the deck, I've got both now, and I'm just all excited and happy about that. I have a medicine deck. I need to list. As a matter of fact, I don't even know if I have any cards around. I mean, notebook paper. Where is my notebook paper? I think it's still in my Prism bag. I don't think I took. Wait, no, it's over here. I need to make a list. Just for my own sake, because I never have. Yeah, Spencer's. When you get here, Brooke, we'll go to one of the few malls around here that still have a Spencer's. So I'll be right back, girls. I'm just I had to get my folder over here. It's got my notebook paper in it, or I can use my little book here. That's fine. Let's use my unicorn pen if it's even going to work. But just in case it doesn't, I'll use my mechanical pen here. And my mismatch of pillows back here. Okay, this will be interesting because when you guys realize just how many decks, it's flipping phenomenal. I'm like, what am I supposed to do with all these? And they keep coming. Okay, so let me find a blank page. Here we go. There we go. All right. First, I'll put the date. I'm using my mechanical pencil, so I have to be kind of gentle with it because I tend to be too heavy-handed and I press down too hard on stuff. And with these little things, it would break it real easy. I'm just writing down the following is a list of my tarot decks. Because see, this book that I'm using, it's got a real cute, like, Zen Buddha looking guy on the front, but the pages are blank, so I have to draw my own lines. Otherwise, I end up writing either halfway up the page at an angle or down at an angle, and it's a pain in the butt. Okay. First and foremost, since it is at the top of the deck, I will write it as my Egyptian Tarot, because it's the only deck that I have that I consider my Egyptian tarot deck, so I know what one that is just by calling it Egyptian. I have a medicine deck, which is animals and Native American. Just writing these down, so bear with me. Okay. I also have a Druid deck, which the Druid deck is animals as well. And the medicine deck, the animal medicine deck, has a really cool, it has a really cool spread that you can do where, oh yeah, well see, Brooke is in England, Riley, so yeah, there's a lot of stores here that, yeah, they would probably never even have there in England, so that's why she's never heard of it. It's a cool store though. Okay, got my, okay, this is my animal medicine, I think. Yep. Nope, that's my druid deck. Here's my animal medicine. But the animal medicine deck, which is this one, I'll show you guys one of the cards. This is my animal medicine deck, okay? Now, a lot of people, this is like, it's Native American. A lot of people consider it Native American, shamanistic, kind of stuff. There is a spread you can do where you will be finding 9 different totem animals from this deck, 2 of which either could be in the deck or could be an animal not listed in the deck. And these 2 additional ones are the 2 that are at our sides at all times. So they're with us every day, every hour, and I found out what my 2 were, and it was pretty interesting. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this one, but this is an Osho Zen Tarot, and I haven't even tried to work with that one yet. Me and Chris found that one at a thrift store. Osho Zen Tarot. That's 4 decks so far. Come back here. You guys will love this one. The Love Spell Box. And yes, this one's an interesting deck. They're all interesting decks. I'm just shocked that so many of them have found their way to me and they keep coming. This is the Wikipedia spell deck. Wikipedia. And of course, like I said, I also have the Wikipedia book that goes with that deck. This is the Wikipedia book. Angel Oracle. Angel Therapy Oracle cards. Is a store that sells teenage to adult items, whether they be hats like Batman or anything like that, to adult toys. Yeah, it is a cool shop. Is the alternative store. Yeah, she's right. It's kind of like a, it's an alternative store. Okay, this one. Fairy ring. This is a fairy deck. Every card in here is fairies. And the spreads that you can do with this deck's right here on some separate cards. And that one just fell down, so I'll have to pick it up here in a minute. Back of it's real pretty too. It's green and gold. If I'm not mistaken, I think this was one of my mom's, the fairy deck. So I was quite surprised the day she gave it to me because I didn't think she would ever part with it. And the druid deck too was hers, and she gave it to me, and I promised to replace it and never did. So I feel kind of bad. Doesn't mean that I won't continue trying in the future. I will, to try and get it for her. Aleister Crowley Thoth deck. Leister. That's 9 so far. And most of them I have made pouches for, but there's some in here that I haven't made pouches for yet. But I will one of these days. Okay. This is Tarot Nova. It's a smaller deck. And the card meanings with this deck is big. It's like a big piece of paper like this. It's a soft book, and I made this little pouch especially to fit that deck. So no other deck can fit in there. That's strictly for that one. And this is the back of them. German Futhark runes. I've definitely got an interesting mix for sure. And I made a special pouch for it too. A little blue one. Which I need to put this on here better. Nope. This thing's too. I use hair ties a lot of times to put around them because even though they're in their pouches. Oh, that's okay, Holly. That's all right, hon. You're cool. All right. Okay, here's a pouch missing a deck, so I'll have to find which one of my decks fits in it. Lord of the Rings. That's the back of the deck. That's the front. That's one of the cards. It's Ace of Cups. Galadriel's mirror shows many things, but wisdom lies in understanding what is shown. That's a pretty deck. And that's Lord of the Rings. I mean, it's just amazing to me how many decks have found their way to me. You know, it blows my mind. And they keep coming. I'm like, good gravy. How many more am I going to end up with? Jeez. Okay, so Lord of the Rings. That makes 12 so far. And last but not least, and I have a dragon deck around here too. This one is Tarot of the Old Path. This is the back. That's what the artwork looks like right there. This originally was Chris's deck from a person that I used to once call friend, but do no longer, because she betrayed me. She betrayed my trust. She stole from me, and what she stole cannot be replaced. And she basically cheated my daughter out of a dress that she should have had. But I am far more traditional than Chris, so he doesn't do really tarot cards much. So in my opinion, I didn't see where he deserved it. That's 14. Well, I'm going to put 14 because I have a dragon deck around here somewhere. I have to find it. It's one that a friend gave me years ago, and I've not really worked much with it. So that brings the tally up to 14. And then I have the Halloween deck, which is most recent. Halloween deck. Self-love deck. And Nightmare Before Christmas. So in totality, unless there's others that I have missed, I currently have 17 different decks. So it's like, whoa, what am I going to do with all these? But I love them. I look at it this way. They came to me for a reason. So I just went with it. And I just never in my wildest dreams did I think, oh, and the Rider-Waite deck. So that brings it up to 18. See, there's decks. I've got so many decks that there's some that I even forget. And I'm like, oh boy. Do any of your decks have you thank them after use? Yeah, I believe so. It's more like because so much time usually passes, unfortunately, that a lot of these, my poor decks, they just sit around and they don't get used, and I regret that. But I just have so many, like I could do a different deck every day for 18 days, But yeah, it's like a feeling, kind of like they like being used, of course. They like knowing that I have not forgotten about them, and they understand, at least to a point, that there's going to be days when I'm not going to be able to read for anybody because I'm just, it's a lot. And it's, but chalices and wands are two other like magical items that they just can't seem to get enough of me because they keep finding me. And it's, oh Lord, Hanson Roberts deck. See, now the decks are coming to me that I forgot. That's just how many I have. And I dropped my pencil on the floor. Come here, pencil. And now the lead's gone, so I'll have to push down another one. Okay. So they'll probably, if there's any other decks, they'll come to me throughout the day. I wouldn't be surprised. Okay, 18 is Rider-Waite. And Hanson Roberts. I call it my Hanson Roberts deck because it's the name of the person that designed the deck. So yeah, that brings the totality up to 19. And it just blows my mind. I'm like, wow. So, of course I would like to use them for sure because I don't want them to feel like I've forgotten them or, suddenly they're less important to me, because that's not the case at all. Just things happen, things get in the way, things that sometimes I have no control over that. I don't get to use a lot of my decks, but I know I still have them, and I do try to use them once in a while because I don't want them to think they're unimportant. Okay, is that my fairy deck? Yes, that's my fairy deck. That one I'm going to leave out simply because I'm just stacking these like in the bottom here so they're nice and neat. And I'm trying to get the bigger ones first as opposed to the smaller decks. Let's see. Yeah, that one's going to have to be last because of the way that I chose to make that particular pouch. Get in there. And there's a couple here that I don't have pouches for yet, so I definitely want to, at some point in the future when I have the money and everything, I've got, let's see, 1, 2, I've got 3, I've got 4 decks that I don't have pouches for yet. Here, let me get it. But like the Wikipedia deck and book, I keep them together, you know, because I was like really happy finding the Wikipedia book, let alone the deck. I didn't even know they made a deck until I found this one. I was like, oh, okay. So, and yeah, there's so many, like this box is literally stuffed. I'm having trouble fitting some of them in there. Okay, now did I make this pouch possibly for one of these? Maybe the Love Spell deck? Let me try it. Aha! I think I made this one for the Love Spell deck. And that's not going to fit in there. Now I'm going to have to lay them flat to continue stacking them. I can fit my Angel deck down in there. The Osho is going to have to go on the top. And then, of course, my little tarot one. And the reason why I left the fairy deck out was because that one card fell on the floor. Oh, Lord. Gee, Christmas. I'm just curious. The fairy market spread. This is an interesting spread. Now, you want to talk about an interesting layout. That one's kind of goes like this, like this, like this, like this, like this, like this, and like this. It's weird. The fairy market spread is good for general readings or to determine answers to specific questions. Just FYI. Okay, hon. Love you. Mwah. Thanks for coming by, Riley. Try to come by more often, sweetie. And, I'm sorry that we lost touch, but if you come on here more often, you'll know when I'm live streaming. So, at least it's sort of a way that we can still hang out and stuff. So, the fairy market, number 1 card represents you in relationship to the question. Number 2, the question. Number 3, obstacles. Number 4, the past. Number 5, the present. Number 6, the near future. Number 7, the distant future. Number 8, mental aspects of the problem. 9, what will help. 10, hopes and fears. 11, outcome. Now, that's a lot. That's a lot. But I love my fairy deck. I actually had a fairy, when I first moved in here 14 years ago. It's hard to believe, but it really is. It really has been 14 years. I was here by myself for at least roughly about 7 months, as you guys know, because I've put that in other live streams, before Chris came along. And during that time when I was here by myself, my very first night here, I had an experience, which I'm pretty sure it was a brownie. Now, a brownie is a fairy spirit that it's like a house elf, basically. They will, like, say you had a sink full of dishes when you left, and then you came back and all the dishes were dried, washed, put away, and everything. And you're like, wait a minute, I didn't do that. But here's the thing. You can't thank them. If you thank them, they take an offense to it. They don't like it. But you can talk to them about family stuff. You can, tell them it's like pick a spot, anywhere in this apartment that you would like to be designated just for you. let me know, and I will make a little shrine up for you guys if that's okay. So I read the book and made sure that I didn't do anything that brownies would consider offensive or upset them or anything like that. But it was short-lived because I'm not sure exactly what happened and why it left. But I feel like I might have done something or said something that I didn't mean, and it upset them, and they just left. And I mean, unless the one that came to me is still here, and if the deer thing is, I haven't been able to hear it. I haven't been able to feel it. I couldn't tell you if it was male or female, really. I think it may have been female, but how I knew it was here is I had no cats at the time. I had no cats here with me in the apartment. I had no other pets. I was in the living room sleeping on the couch because I hadn't brought my bed yet from my mom's place, and I wanted to spend the night here for the first night, after it was mine, and I signed the contract, the papers or whatever with, at the time, Mr. Ward, which was our landlord then, or my landlord back then. And then, of course, 7 months later became Chris and I's landlord when Chris moved in. But Joe Conte has it now, and he's a different person. But anyway, I was almost asleep or falling asleep or something, and I heard the cabinet doors in the kitchen open and close. And specifically the wooden ones that are under the sink. Itchy nose, sorry. Which it shouldn't be itching because I took my Claritin, and that's supposed to combat that. But I heard the doors open and close, and I know that under the sink is one of the places that it would possibly pick. But I don't understand what happened. I don't know if it's still here. I don't know if I did something, like I said, to upset it or offend it or something. And if I did, I didn't mean to. And I certainly tried not to thank it because they don't like it when you say thank you. They don't like it. They're covered from head to toe with fur. And I remember seeing what looked like a dark shadow silhouette kind of glide across the floor from the kitchen where I heard the cabinets. And it flowed like right up. It was either under the couch I was sleeping on or something like that. And at first I was maybe afraid, but then I was like, no, it's just the brownie. And I knew it was the brownie. So like you could do things like leave them a little container of milk or something, or, some kind of heavy cream. That's some of the stuff they like. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, let's see. Where is let me see if it tells in the book that goes with that deck. It might. Oh, and here I'm knocking the freaking mouse in the floor. Hang on. Let me put my tarot decks back. Which I can't do because Clink is now in the way. Here it is. Okay. But Brooke, and Holly, it doesn't mean that I couldn't possibly, invite one back. But if I'm going to do that, I want to make sure that I do. Hang on, my glasses are tangled up now with my necklace. Stop that. So hopefully if I did somehow chase it off, it will come back, or a different one. Because the way I understand it, if you chase one away or one leaves, then it probably won't come back. But you have to make them part of your family. Basically, kind of like the Creepy Hollows spirits that I have. You talk to them about things that are going on in the family. You keep them updated with any events that are getting ready to take place, or birthdays or holidays or, anniversaries or anything like that. This is the book to the fairy ring deck. And that is basically Care Newness / Pan on the front. Let me look up brownies. Oh, wow. I just so happen to have it bookmarked on the brownies. I don't know how well you'll be able to see her, but this is a brownie. I don't know how close I can get her. It's probably hard to see. But they're a type of house elf. The fairy. Okay, here's all it says about them. Brownies are solitary fairies found in southern Scotland and the northern counties of England. They become attached to particular houses or families, and while the humans are asleep, they work about the house or farm, cleaning, tidying up, or helping with the brewing. When the cock crows, the brownie knows it is time to go to bed. The only reward they ask is a bowl of cream or fresh milk. Brownies are very good at hiding and can make themselves disappear at will, but those who have seen them describe them as small, shaggy-haired, and ugly with flat faces. They are often ragged in appearance, but they are offended by gifts of clothes and will promptly disappear forever if given a new suit. So if you have a helpful house fairy, don't be tempted to reward it in this fashion. Brownies have a mischievous side and like to play tricks on humans, such as rattling the fire irons, smashing crockery, hiding objects, or making a mess. They are easily offended, and if they are mistreated, they turn into destructive boggarts. Belief in house spirits is ancient. It was once the custom to make gifts to such a spirit before entering a dwelling, offering it bread and salt. In ancient Rome, this spirit was called the lar familiaris, household lar, and was given daily offerings of food and monthly gifts of garlands, all placed on the hearth shrine. The lar protected the house and its wealth. Its presence was invoked on family occasions, such as birthdays, weddings, births, and deaths. Though some Victorian writers claimed that the concept of household spirits may have spread with the Roman Empire, there is enough evidence to prove that the belief in such spirits evolved independently in places as far apart as China, Western Europe, and South America. Today, this is generally reduced to the notion of a good or bad atmosphere in the house. Working with a brownie. To attract and honor a brownie, make an altar in a small wall niche or on the mantel shelf over the fireplace. Since this is the traditional shrine of the house spirit, place on it an image that represents the spirit or something that you associate with the sanctity and work of the home. Place regular offerings of flowers on the altar, especially at family gatherings and occasions. Tell the fairy all the family news, never make demands, and place offerings on the altar instead of saying thank you, which brownies don't like. And that's just all that it says about them in totality. So it's easy to get one to come to you, but once it does, as long as you follow the guidelines and rules that that book dictates, you'll have a house fairy forever. I mean, they become part of the family. They literally become part of the family, and that's what I loved about it. I was here alone. I was trying to, set out on a life of my own, and it was a comfort knowing that one was here, or at least did make an appearance, but I just don't understand what I did or said that made it leave, and or rather or not, it's even still here, because I honestly don't know. I could probably ask my pendulum and see if it's still here. Because for a while there, my knick-knack shelf in the dining room, that was the closest place to like a shelving niche that I had, because these places don't have fireplaces. So I don't really have a fireplace / mantle / hearth kind of, where you would have a big cooking pot. We don't have that here. So the closest to anything that I could think of that might work, and it seemed to, was one of the shelves in the dining room that now I've actually, they're just nothing but knickknacks there. So let's see if my pendulum here, my pencil one, says if the brownie is still here. Okay, is the brownie still here, the brownie house fairy that I called many years ago? Are you sure? 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 And it's saying yes. So, okay. Hopefully it is. And now I've got to make sure I don't say the TY word, because I don't want to upset it further. I'm sorry that I haven't given any offerings to you in a while. If you are still here, I'm glad that you're still here, and I will try to especially once I can get this living room cleaned up decent, I will designate another spot for you that I'll do like a little shrine for you. So apparently, according to my pendulum, it's still here. So that's good. I'm glad, because I don't know. I just, like, for the longest time, I felt like it wasn't, that it just left and that I had done something wrong to upset it. But, if you're still here, I hope it's okay to say I'm glad that you're still here. What I used before as to have like a picture for it was I would either take the brownie card from this deck and put it with the shrine, or go out and, we have a Xerox copier here, so I could, take a picture of that particular card and do like a paper version of it. So that way, if I end up using the deck, the card itself can stay with the deck. Because I don't know of any other like little statues or anything. I'll tell you what, my brownie friend, if you're still here and you would like a statue to commemorate you and to honor you and represent you, then please guide me to one, and I will absolutely get it. I will absolutely get it for you. So that's interesting that it's still here, and that makes me question now, why did I feel like it wasn't? Why did I feel like I had done something wrong to upset it and it just left? Oh well, water under the bridge, I guess. But yeah, it's fairly easy to call one to you, but it's a lifelong commitment. Just remember that, and remember what I read about it in the book. And as long as you keep them in the loop and you talk to them about stuff, I don't know, maybe the poor dear has been trying to get through to me and let me know that she's still here, but for whatever reason, I just didn't feel her. It could have been some type of shielding that some of the other spirits caused, but didn't realize that I had a brownie fairy here, so they didn't know, maybe, but I would think that by now she would have talked to them and said, I'm the house fairy, so it's okay. So they didn't see her as a threat. The only time that I saw her was I saw the silhouette of her, and all I could tell you was it was kind of like this. You could tell that there was a little bit of a head shape. It went down, and then there was a little bit of shoulders, and it was just like a black, shadowy figure flowing across the floor, and it went like right under the very couch that I was sleeping on that night. And I knew it was the brownie. I just knew it was. So I knew that it was not a threat and that I was not in any danger. And she pretty much, I guess maybe she slept behind the couch that day or something, or that night that I spent here for the first time, because she wanted to be close to me, I don't think I've ever been given a name, maybe brownies don't go by names. But if she does and she feels inclined to tell me the name, I would absolutely love that. And I would write it down, probably in Theban, and then write it, put it somewhere, just like write her name in Theban, but below it write house fairy or brownie. So I know that that's who it is, not to divulge the name to anyone else, because brownies can be very sensitive about that too. And knowing that they're easily offended and stuff like that. So that's stuff that I will have to continue working on to make sure that she feels welcome and wanted here, because she absolutely is. It would definitely be nice to have some help with the housework and stuff, because poor Chris is, he does a lot. He does more by far than I've ever done, and I'm trying to work on that. I'm trying to change it. I'm trying to get better at, helping keep the dishes up and cleaning out the cat box and stuff myself once in a while. But I'm still not there yet. I still haven't developed my own routine where, I try to not necessarily do it every day, but if I think about it and I'm not my mind isn't boggled down with a bunch of other stuff, because I don't like that he's doing so much and I'm doing so little. It definitely doesn't help my self-esteem any. It just makes me feel worse because he does so much and I'm trying to just balance it out. I'm trying to even it out, but it's going to take me some time to get there. Because I know the more I clean, and every section that I get clean in here, the energy is a little lighter. It's a little happier. You're getting rid of a lot of clutter, and, try to sweep up the different sections as you expose them. Run the vacuum across the floor, and whatnot. But I'm really proud of myself that I did make it as far as I did. It's just a matter of getting back into, okay, when am I going to tackle it again? And because the next thing that I'm going to be doing is going to be under the TV table, which that won't take but a handful of minutes to do that one. I've already got the altar and the area around the altar pretty squared. There's not a bunch of loose junk that don't need to be there. There's strictly, it's organized. I threw like a bunch of the glass jar candle things because the candle burnt down, and I just threw a bunch of those away because I don't need that many of those. I really don't. Yeah. Yes. I have done well, and thank you for that, hun. And, so I just got to keep going. I just got to remind myself not to wait too long before I get back into it and continue the cleaning project until it's done. Because once I get this living room done to the point of my satisfaction, then the next room I'm going to be working on will be the kitchen. That shouldn't take near as long because of the small section I'll be doing there. I will be clearing out a lot of stuff under the dining room table. That is my stuff that either throw away what needs to be thrown away and then just take down what needs to be taken down. And try to keep cramming stuff in that storage unit, which, every time I take a batch of stuff down there, there's a little less room to fit anything else in there because of what's already in there. That poor thing is like pretty much almost to the ceiling, from the ceiling to the floor, stacked with stuff. So I think today, when I get the little bit of running done that I need to get done, which I need to probably end this live stream and just get that stuff done so I can feel better about myself. And because the Lincoln Heritage thing, it is very important and high on the priority list of things that I need to get done today so that come the 3rd, they'll be able to get their money and it won't overdraw my account. Because if it overdraws my account, as you both well know, then that means $20 that is going to be yanked out of my next check, and I can't afford that. So I guess I'm going to go ahead and end this. I love you both. Thanks for coming and hanging out as usual. And I will see you next live stream. Blessed be, peace, love you guys and all that. Bye for now.